Confidence in the clutch.
All right, small break. Daizhon was here. Might as well grab him for the pod. Ain't been around in a while, so y'all welcome Daizhon in with me. Yeah, I mean, we're going to get into these playoffs. How you feeling, son?
I'm good. Weather finally breaking, so it's feeling good outside.
Oh, yeah, you got a game tonight, right?
Mm-hmm. It's indoor.
Indoor?
Mm-hmm.
Indoor Intramurals?
At UWM.
Where y'all play indoor at?
It's right next to the outside turf field, but it's indoor. It's called Engelman. So it's within like.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I played back. We had intramural games there for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they got a turf in there now.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the basketball court no more.
No, that's totally separate. That's at the Klotsky. It's at two different buildings.
No, I'm saying Engelman, that gym, that we play basketball at that gym. They don't have that gym there no more.
Oh no.
Next to the soccer field.
Mm-mm.
The brown building right where the north of the bleachers right there.
Yeah, that's
Engelman.
soccer. Indoor turf now.
Indoor turf now.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell it was a basketball court there, right? Yeah, yeah. We used to play ball there. We used to had an intramural championship there. We lost one time. That was on them cats coming back late from out of town.
Mm.
All right, so get this music back popping up. We jump back into the Eastern Conference. Daizhon, get your thoughts on some things. Milwaukee and Detroit. That's what you started on. Go ahead. Tell me what you think.
I think Milwaukee gonna get the job done. They play tonight, right?
Yeah, they play tonight.
Yeah, I expect them to get the job done. Even though Blake Griffin did come back, and I thought that was gonna help the Pistons, but the Bucks are too good of a team, I think, right now at least.
Yeah. Bucks won Game 3, 119-103. Bucks lead series 3-0. Bucks jumped out to a 32-24 first quarter lead and never looked back. The game never got to single digits in the second half. Milwaukee 49% from the field, 37% three-point field goal. Detroit 39% from the field, 31% three-point field goal. Chris Middleton led the Bucks with 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Brook Lopez and Bledsoe each had 19 for the Bucks. Blake played in Game 3 after sitting out games 1 and 2, and he led the Pistons with 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. Reggie Jackson 15 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Minor dust up with Sterling Brown. I just touched about before we got to that. When he was picked by Drummond and took offense to it. What you thinking? So we closing them out tonight, right? That's what you said, right?
Yeah, I expect them to.
Yeah. What you thinking? How far are you thinking the Bucks gonna be able to go?
I don't know. It's gonna be definitely a Game 7 series when we get Boston.
You think so? You think we're going 7 with Boston?
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna make light work of Boston because we're deeper than Boston. We play better defense than Boston, and we shoot it better than Boston. There always be tough games, but we don't know what Boston team we're going to get as far as Tatum and Brown and Hayward. I know one thing, this year when Boston's been playing, when Hayward's been playing and he scored over 20, they won all their games. So if Hayward playing now and put his head down and get to the basket instead of shooting J's, that's going to be something else. But us full strength, as long as Brogdon come back, I think we'll be smooth though. So what you think about the offseason? Because I was talking about it. The team looks so good that we need to keep all of our free agents. We got Bledsoe, we got Lopez, we got Middleton, we got a couple other cats that we got to keep. We need to keep everybody because we know somebody going to throw Middleton the whole damn near max contract. So we have something special now. We make the finals and we might have a dynasty on our hand. I think we can do it. I think we can beat the Warriors. Actually, if we make the finals, we beating the Warriors. If you ask me, I think so. What you think?
I don't know. I don't like Bledsoe. I don't know, something about him.
Yep. No, you right. You got it honest. I didn't like Bledsoe until we went to the game. When we seen him against Charlotte, I started liking him because he balled, and now it seemed like last year maybe he was more of a, I ain't gonna say a whiner. It seemed like he was a whiner type of basketball player, but he been balling this year. Like, this is the best basketball he played in his NBA career, if you ask me, so far right now. So I didn't like Bledsoe either. I didn't like Dame Lillard. This year I like Dame because Dame is real. He's one of them real cats. And once they get in interviews, you get to talking to people and you understand personality and all that stuff. Like, yeah, I like Dame and I like Bledsoe. I didn't like him either. He seemed a little arrogant and cocky for a while, but now he balling. Like, he backing up the cockiness. But now he not even acting cocky. I don't know if you saw the transition, but I saw the transition. He's just hooping now, just playing basketball. Sometimes when you get comfortable, that's all it be for you to make that change in yourself, though. It's all good. But, yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, he's surrounded by better players, though, because in Phoenix, he wasn't playing with nobody. So he was just doing his thing. But, yeah, I think get rid of Bledsoe, keep Middleton, we got to pay money. You got to pay him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a better starting point guard that can do more. Like, I need somebody that can shoot, and there's another option besides Giannis and Middleton.
Yeah, Bledsoe been shooting though.
Mm-hmm.
He can't. Ever since we got Mirotic and them, Bledsoe been playing. He been shooting that J. Like with Brogdon out there, man. I'm telling you, man, it's a lot. So you got all them people with Giannis in, and even Giannis shooting the tray ball right now. That's why I don't understand why Ben Simmons don't shoot more. Like Giannis at least trying, letting you know I've been working on it. I was in the podcast, Bill Simmons podcast today with Ryan Russillo, and they was like, what does Ben Simmons' hour and a 90-minute workout look like in the gym? What is he doing? What is he doing? He can't work on passing and his eye vision of the court, eyesight of the court. What are you doing? Ball handling? What he shooting? Because you don't never shoot in the game. So, I appreciate Giannis at least stroking that shit because he'll hit it sometime. Mm-hmm. He'll hit it sometime. Okay. Moving on to the Indiana-Boston series. Celtics win game 3. They won game 3, 104-96. Jaylen Brown led Celtics with 20 points, 8 and 9 for the field, 5 rebounds. Kyrie had 19, 10, and 5. Tariq Evans led Indiana with 19, 2, and 1 off bench. And Miles Turner had 13, 7, and 2. That was Friday. And then yesterday, Celtics win game 4, 110-96, sweep series 4-0. Gordon Hayward led C's with 20, 7 and 9 from the field. Marcus Morris had 18. 7 Celtics scored more than 10 points. Bogdanovich led Pacers with 22 points. Tariq Evans had 21 points. The Pacers were outmatched to me. They didn't have that superstar due to Oladipo's injury. Major decisions in the offseason with players for Indiana. Celtics away winner Milwaukee-Detroit series. So, like you said previously, you got 7-game series, huh?
Mm-hmm. Probably because Boston's going to be tough, especially playoff Boston and playoff Kyrie. Always tough.
Yeah.
And that point guard matchup is gonna be key, especially.
Yeah. We know Kyrie's a handful. And Boston, they've been up and down the whole year. The thing about playoff basketball, if you're starting to peak, now is the best time to peak. Boston dropped duds at the crib, but they ball on the road. It's kind of crazy with Boston. But yeah, it's just, man, I wish that would have been the Eastern Conference Finals and we would have had Philly. But I'm not scared of Boston from Milwaukee, but Boston could win the series. But I just think right now Milwaukee's on something else that we're not finna lose to Boston. Mm-hmm. We're not finna lose to Boston. We beat them 2-1 in the series. So, but Indiana, on the other hand, they got some major decisions to make with their center. What's the one with Turner and Sabonis. Mm-hmm. Turner, Sabonis, because both of them is due for a deal. So they got to make a choice of one. They try to play them together. When they play them together, they outscored in a crazy margin or whatever. So that's it.
Yeah, I like Turner, though. Turner's nice.
Okay.
Big man.
All right. Bell, grab that door for a kill, please. Yeah, just tell me you playing the game if you got to wait. All right. So Toronto and Orlando series. Raptors won game 3, 98-93. Toronto was led by Siakam, 30, 11, and 4. He showed his true worth why he's the most improved player. Kawhi had 16, 10, and 4 that game. Ross led the Magic with 24 and 3. Vucevic had 22, 14, and 6. Raptors outscored Magic 54-41 in first and third quarters combined. Magic 36% from the field, 13 to 44, 30% three-point field goals. Raptors 45% from the field, 39% three-point field goals. Raptors also won in turnover margin 16 to 13. Listen, live by the 3, die by the 3 is the mode we going. What's going on, Kill? Story of the playoffs. When you don't shoot the ball well, you don't win. Down 2-1, Magic has to shoot better. They cannot allow Siakam to have a career playoff game by holding Kawhi and Lowry to 28 points total. Maybe the defensive scheme worked and Siakam won't hit those shots in Game 4. But then we get to Game 4 yesterday. Raptors win Game 4, 107-85 in a blowout. Raptors were led with a great performance with 34 points, 12 for 20 from the field, 6, 2, 2, 2 all around the board for Kawhi, who said he was ill, had the flu. Siakam had 6 and 6. Aaron Gordon led the Magic with 25 points, 7 rebounds, 5 and 6. Eric Fournier added 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. So after 28-26 lead, first quarter, Toronto outscored Orlando by 14 to take a 16-point lead at half. Toronto defense stepped up in the fourth, allowing a game low 15 points in the fourth quarter. So, what do you think about that series?
Is that 2-2 or is it 3-1?
It's 3-1 Toronto.
Yeah, I expect the Raptors to get it done. I I'm gonna say 6 games. I think the Magic will get one more win.
Think so? Up and okay.
And then yeah, that Raptors Philly series. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Very tough. But yeah, I think the Magic will get one more. I think Eric Gordon, Evan Fournier, put some numbers up against him.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking. When Orlando won the first game, I was wrong, jumping on the bandwagon like everybody do. Like, oh my God, they might have a chance. They really didn't have no chance after game one. I mean, they're close, but they shoot a lot of trade balls. Kawhi looks good. I agree with Charles Barkley. If they can keep him in Toronto and make the finals this year, they have a really good team for the future. Masai Ujiri, I talked about how he could be. I would think about leaving for the Lakers, but he's building something good in Toronto. His initial gamble of trading DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi is paying off right now. But Lowry, that's one player I never liked this game. He had another abysmal performance. I just don't get him. It's like it has to be a mental block in the playoffs, or his game when broken down and you get to scout him and put him in situations and actions is very limited in the playoffs. I don't get him. What you think about?
I don't know. I never liked him that much either. I don't know. Something about him. He just played not too slow, but just he not on the same page, I feel like, as everybody else. And his game is up to par. But because I think he had 0 points in the first game or something.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
So I don't know. Like you said, it just might be playoffs and teams being able to scout him and know his weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what's wrong with him.
All right. Moving on, Philly-Brooklyn series. Sixers won Game 4, 112-108. This is a crazy game. This is a crazy series. Take me back to old school basketball. Philadelphia lead the series 3-1. So much bad blood. Embiid gets flagrant 1 in Game 2 for throwing elbow against net center Jared Allen. Post-game, Simmons and Embiid laughing during an apology. Unprofessional. Sets Nets players off. Game 3, posters go over in Brooklyn looking for Simmons jumpers. Simmons goes on a tear and balls out with like 30. Calls Dudley a nobody. The Sixers end up winning that game without Embiid. Now Game 4, Dudley bumps Simmons. And Embiid fouls Allen hard, and Dudley pushes Embiid. Butler pushes Dudley, and they end up in the first row midway through the third. Both were ejected, Dudley and Butler. Sixers win Game 4. Embiid calls Dudley a nobody post-game interview. They don't like each other. Another great rivalry in the East. Sixers trailed most of the game, but outscored the next 27-17 in the fourth. Sixers defense stepped up in the fourth, and Embiid led Sixers with 31 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, 6 blocks. Tobias Harris had 24 and 8 rebounds. Karis LeVert led Brooklyn with 25, 5, and 6. D'Lo and Jared Allen both had 21 that game. D'Lo ain't been playing good. He played good like the first game, maybe the first 2 games, maybe just the first game, but the last 3, especially the ones at home, he hasn't been playing good. He one of the players, too, who I like his game now. I didn't like it with the Lakers, but sometimes it's who you play with. I didn't like it. What you think about it?
I like D-Russ. I think he should definitely win Most Improved this year.
You think so? Over Siakam?
Mm-hmm. Just because it was his first All-Star this year.
Okay.
Even though he got, it was like the last pick or something. But yeah, I think he definitely had a good season, a breakout season. I think he put Brooklyn on the map, especially too. You know, it's the first time being in the playoffs in how many years?
Yeah, I ain't think about that for him for Most Improved. I sure didn't think about that. So, and the final possession. Did you see the game? Did you see the final possession when D'Lo threw it in the Jared Allen, and he got triple teamed in the post, and it was a no call. So my thing is, was that a foul on Allen at the end of the game? He just threw it in. He basically. He's trying to use his pivot. He ended up losing the ball, thinking he was going to get fouled or he was going to travel, and they didn't call it. There was a 50-50 call. He traveled for sure, but I don't know if you make that call at that point in the game. He got triple teamed. Some people might have said one of them fouled. It's one of them things. I don't know if you call that call. But the next GM, Sean Marks, got fined $25,000 and suspended the game for trying to enter the referee's room after the game, mad over the no call. So the no calls, the heated rivalry between these two, this series could easily be 2-2. But that dust up ignited the Sixers because Brooklyn was controlling the game. So.
Okay.
All right, let's move into this West. Golden State. Where we at? Okay, Golden State. They won Game 4 yesterday, 113-105 against the Clippers. Warriors lead series 3-1. Durant led Warriors with 33, 7, and 6. Clay had 32, 27 in the first half, 12 of 20 field goals, 6-9 from trey ball range. KD, this is his 32nd straight playoff game with 20-plus points. Clay, 41 points in the first 3 games of the series. Then he bust out with the 32 yesterday. Clippers were led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 25, 2 and 2. Danilo Gallinari added 16, 7 and 4. Warriors jumped out to a 32-22 lead after 1. It was a back-and-forth game, hard-fought game with 8 lead changes and 8 ties. The Warriors out-rebounded the Clippers 49-33. Warriors showed how good a defensive team they can be. What you think about the game?
I didn't even catch that one, but another good rivalry, in California with the Clippers and Warriors.
Yeah.
But I expect the Warriors to get it done. They're too good of a team to let the Clippers sneak back in it. But yeah, I like Lou Will for most improved too. He had a good season this year.
Man, he's 6 man off the bench for sure.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, he consistent. He's 6 man. He got that shit wrapped up. That 6 man for sure.
Yeah, but you see what Clay said about jumping in the ocean?
Yeah.
To clear his head.
Yeah.
Clay's funny.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. But yeah, I'm glad he got it together. It's good for the Warriors. Good confidence booster for them.
Right.
Play a big part.
Right. Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell were held to 22 points in that game compared to 48 points per game they've been averaging over the first 3 games. So that was big. The Game 2 loss of the Warriors to the Clippers was one that awoke the bear. It looked like Golden State is awoke now. That strength in numbers shit is for real. Look at how Clay balled out. Clay mentioned that their next opponent is up 3-0. Quote, we don't want to give them any more rest days, end quote. So the next series will be epic. We all talking about it. The series ain't done. Both of them got to close out, Houston and Golden State. But if Harden hits shots, this gives Houston a chance. If he doesn't, Golden State Warriors all the way. What you think?
I think Golden State going to win that series. I think Harden's going to have too much to do. And, the Warriors are going to have time. They already know what Harden's going to do, and they can scout and plan for everything he's going to do. Same with what Milwaukee did to Harden, too, when he came. They was just letting him go to the rack. No step-back threes, no chances for him to get hot, and he struggled. So I think the Warriors are going to expose that for this next series.
No doubt. Bella, you got to get ready. It's 5:28. What time is your game, Daizhon?
7.
Oh, okay. We finna get out of here. We only got a couple more things to talk about. All right, OKC in Portland. Okay. Thunder won game 3. They got one, 120-108 on Friday. But Blazers was leading the series 2-1 at that point. OKC outscored Portland 28-17 in the second and 34-26 in the fourth quarters. Westbrook led the Thunder with 33 and 11 assists. PG added 26, 6 and 6. Dame Dollar had 32, 4 and 6. CJ McCollum had 21, 7 and 7. That was a better play game for the Thunder on Friday night. They shot the 3 better, 15-29, 52% to Portland, 12 of 31 for 39%. OKC was out-assisted Portland 27-18, which set up yesterday's Game 4. 111-98 win for the Blazers, which go up 3-1 in the series. CJ, he is an underrated player. Like, sometimes feel like they go back and forth, him and Dame Dollar, but CJ is an underrated player to me. He don't get enough credit as possibly he should, but he plays very well, and he plays within himself. He like a smaller Clay to me, because he play within himself. He play that D. He'll put it on the floor if he have to and all that stuff, but he hitting them J's and stuff. He tough as hell. CJ led the Blazers with 27, 5 and 9 from trey ball range. He had 13 points in the fourth. Dame Lillard had 24, 3 and 8. Lillard, 40 of his 56 points in games 3 and 4 are in the third quarter. Paul George had 32, 10 and 6 for the Thunder. But Westbrook, another terrible game shooting, 5 of 21 for 14 points. 0 field goals, only 1 point in the second half.
Wow.
Think about that, man.
So he had 1 free throw?
1 free throw in the second half.
That's crazy.
5 for 21, a lot of J's, man. Shooting a lot of J's, man. Russ can't shoot, though. You would think Russ, because here's the thing with Russ' game. Russ got one of them games, once he slows down and these younger cats faster than him and he can't jump as high, then what we going to do if you can't shoot?
All right. Same with Ben Simmons, too. What he going to do?
If you know what, Ben Simmons 6'10", we can go ahead and throw him in the post anytime.
Sure.
Anytime. We can just throw him in the post. Actually, if you think about Philly, too, jumping back to Philly, maybe they need to play Ben Simmons like we play Giannis. You know what I mean? Throw him in the post, do other things. But with Embiid out there, you can't do that. But Embiid like to shoot them J's. If Philly played like Milwaukee played, maybe they do need to do that. They need to play like Milwaukee. That'll be something for real. Take the same game plan they use and just use. Ben and B to go to the post a little bit more than what's our post? Lopez goes, but yeah, that's something to think about. But Westbrook, man, 5 of 21. If Thunder loses this series, this will be the third year in a row since KD left that they lost. So it's like 4 and 16 or something that Westbrook would be. Is it time for Westbrook to look at changing his game to a playmaker? That's what we just talking about from a shooter. Is he a number one option? What do you think?
I definitely think the addition of Paul George helped him out a lot. On offense especially, because he had to do everything.
Right.
Because before PG was there, he had to do everything when he had KD and all them. But I don't know. I think Westbrook is a solid overall player. He averaged a triple-double the past couple seasons. So I don't know what else he can do from his standpoint. I just think he needs better players around him. But I think this series with the Blazers is definitely a personal one for Russ and Dame. And Paul George, too, and, Nipsey passing away and everything.
Yeah.
So that's just real tough and personal. And I like this series, though. It's a good
matchup. Series.
Good matchup.
Yeah, you can tell that this Russ and Dame, they competing too much to like each other right now. You know what I'm saying? They might be cool. They competing too much to like each other right now during this series. So I appreciate that. They ain't on each other's face. So, if they lose this series, they're going to be needing to look at rest if you the number one and number two. They might just need to have that conversation with him, and he needs to play accordingly. 36% field goal percentage, 30% three-point field goal percentage versus Blazers in this series for the Thunder. The problem with one reporter, well, that's for Russ, I'm sorry. That problem with the one reporter from OKC and not answering questions for him, that's the issue with me, because I could get, you don't like somebody, but after a while, you got to give it up. They already know you don't like them, but it's a professional thing, because all people going to point that out. But you can be who you want to be, the rebel or whatever. It's cool. If that's what you're going to be, own that shit, though. Like, just be it, and that's what he's doing. So I respect Russ for it. It just don't look good, but I respect him for doing it, because that's him. That's who he is. I want him to be who he is all the time. PG's shoulders, it's hampering OKC right now. Both his shoulders is messed up, so the brother's injured, so it's not all Westbrook's fault. If PG can get 40-something a game, then it'll make Westbrook look good. So,
is PG a free agent?
No, he signed last year. Remember?
Oh, he did.
Maybe he was supposed to go to the Lakers.
Oh yeah.
All right, moving on. Denver, San Antonio, Spurs. So, Nuggets win Game 4, 117-103 series tied 2-2. Nuggets was down by as much as 12 in the first half, battled back to beat by up as much as 19 in the game. Nuggets led by Jokic, 29, 12, and 8. Jamal Murray, 24 and 6 assists. LaMarcus Aldridge led Spurs with 24 and 9. DeMar DeRozan, 19, 5, and 5. DeRozan, frustrated at a charging call, was ejected in the fourth when he threw a ball in a ref's direction. I touched on it earlier, how he's lucky that didn't hit a fan or a young fan, and you can't just let that show. I understand you mad, but we not at the park tomorrow. We ain't at the gym when you mad. So DeRozan was fined $25,000 for that. Denver, 48% trade ball land. Spurs, 29% for that game. What you think?
I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs get this series. They get the Nuggets just because Popovich and all his experience in the playoffs. And the Spurs are still a good team with LaMarcus. He puts in work every night. And DeRozan, too. He's a good player.
Yeah.
But he just can't let his emotion get the best of him like he did and get ejected.
Right.
They don't need that.
Right. No doubt. Yeah, I think the Spurs can get them. It all depends, though. If Denver go home and they mean business, because they got to be tired of everybody talking about their young and inexperienced, they can close them out. But DeRozan got to be on point. He got to understand his legacy is up right now, too. What you going to do? They moved you out of Toronto. You was the man up there, all-time leading scorer, all that stuff. You're going to have a statue one day outside the arena, but they moved you down to San Antonio. Proved that was wrong. They shouldn't have moved you. Had that poise, had that confidence in the clutch. To understand, man, I can't do that. I understand how mad he was, but that was a frustration, though. He just tired, he's frustrated. I get it. We just lucky that nobody get hurt, man. They got to make sure everybody stays safe out there. So, the last series in the West, Houston, Utah. Houston win Game 3, 104-101 on Saturday night. Rockets lead series 3-0. Harden, the worst shooting half of playoff career. He was 0 for 10, 0 for 5 3-point field goal. But Harden came back to lead the Rockets with 22 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 steals, and 1 block on 3 for 20 shooting. CP3 had 18 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Donovan Mitchell led the Jazz with 34, 9 of 27 shooting. That's kind of Westbrook territory. 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. Rudy Gobert and Ricky Rubio added 10 apiece. Utah led by as much as 8 in that game. No, with Harden playing that bad, you thought they would have pulled that out with him having an abysmal night. Jazz needed to win that game, so I think they're done. The Rockets handled adversity and showed resolve in the win. What you think, man?
Yeah, I think they're done too. That was their game to get.
Yeah.
With James having an off night, and he's gonna be fired up now that he went 0 for 15 in the first half or whatever. So I think he's gonna be looking to score and do more damage to him. But even though he did have a terrible shooting night, he did have a big shot at the end, a big shot that put them or that secured the game for him. So. After the game, he got the interview and asked about why he went 0 for 15, and he didn't even know.
He didn't even know. He was just shooting. He was just hooping. That's how Hooper's supposed to. You want to have that killer like that. So, yeah, I think they're going to close them out tonight. That's what I got to get. Soccer practice come back. I'm last day of spring break. Watch the games. Chill out. Go to bed, man. Try to go to work tomorrow. I know I'm going to be tired, but I definitely got to watch both these games, the Bucks-Detroit game and the Houston-Utah game, man. So, appreciate you jumping on with me, bro.
Yeah, sir.
Always love. So, and close us out. Whether it's the game of basketball or the game of life, got to have confidence in the clutch. Practice makes confidence. Pressure makes diamonds. Stay sucker free. Keep it a buck. Stay woke or get out. Gold ball or bust. You can't fit in where you're standing out. It's on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, YouTube, and at confidenceintheclutch.podbean.com. Subscribe, rate, and review. Hit that bell button to get notifications of new episodes. It's important. Visit us on Facebook, Confidence in the Clutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at K and the K. It's the 151st episode. We did 150 the other day. So be on the lookout for Kings. For Kings only, love affair discussions, special podcasts, and for Queens only, female focused podcast coming shortly on the Confidence in the Clutch Network. Thanks again to my son stepping up to the plate, jumping on the pod with the dad. Always special when you can do something with your kids, man.
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3 and the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence
4, 5, 6.
in the clutch.
Confidence in the clutch.